in your business, no matter what your business is, whether it's real estate, whether it's a salon, whether it's, a dumpster or hauling service or trucking service, whether it's, it's construction at a home, it's in-home services, whatever it is, you have to develop a strong value proposition, right? You have to find a pain. A customer either is buying because of pain or want. And the biggest problem we talked about, what Jeremiah mentioned, is on Google. Everybody loves Google because it's like, hey, I've got bugs at my house. Let me Google a pest control company. Great. That's out of necessity and need. Like everybody can get that. Anybody can say, I'm going to put Google AdWords in whatever industry I'm in, real estate agent, salon, whatever it is, I'm going to get when they're looking for something. But how do you fish in the bigger pond? That's what Jeremiah was mentioning earlier, right? That's what Tavon was talking about earlier. How do you get your business out there to where it's not necessity and they're Googling you, but how are you perking interest for the giant ocean? So think of Google as a small pond down the street. And out of necessity, those fish need to be caught because they need something. But what about the ocean? Right? They don't need something. It's your job to have a value proposition, to find pain points, to find wants, to put ads out there, call to action, something that perks interest for someone to go, well, damn, I never thought about getting, bug service before, but look, they're running a promotion right now and it's also doing something for the yard and doing this. Or maybe it's real estate agent. Hey, I see the ads of these agents. They're saying houses are selling for this and they're able to, partner with a mortgage broker and do this. Hey, I see that this company fixes bricks, brick around the house as well as the concrete. We're in Michigan, cracks all the time. Hey, I'm looking, we never thought that we might need trucking service or a hauling service in the back. We own a restaurant. We're just paying some Mickey Mouse company down the street to do it. This company's offering a steal deal, guaranteed to beat everybody's price, a call to action. Let's call them. You're now fishing in an ocean of clients, everybody. You're making everybody available as a customer, and you're trying to get their attention. And that's what really, in my opinion, digital marketing is, or utilizing social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms. You want to be able to put your mark out there, have some kind of call to action to where now you're fishing everywhere. You've got poles everywhere where people are biting. You're not just fishing in the same pond where somebody wants something. You still want those folks. And you want to be the best at that. But you can't grow on that because that's just out of necessity. How many people are going to need bug control? How many people are going to need the brickworks? Well, some people don't think they need it, so they don't message and they don't Google. Jeremiah wouldn't get it if he didn't run ads, and ads that have a call to action, 0% interest, 0 money down, call us today, we're doing financing. And you could set that up in anybody's business, a call to action where you have a value proposition and you're able to have good selling points. So think of this. You might be buying stuff from Google right now, correct? So Google, digital marketing and lead gen and ROAS, that's my specialty, right? So Google is a platform of necessity. So if I've got termites, I'm going to go, shit, honey, let's Google. We got to Google someone to come out and fix my termites. If I'm sick of my power bill and the power outages keep going up and they just raise it, I'm like, let's Google someone for solar. That is out of necessity. And it is a great pond and it converts well. Right? And the ROAS, you guys know what ROAS is or no? If you don't, it's okay. So here's why ROAS is important. So gentlemen like yourself and me, for about 6 years, 5 years into this business, you look at customer acquisition costs, correct?
Yep.
You look at what does it cost me per deal? You can't look at it that way. You got to look at ROAS, which is return on ad spend. So if you spend $1, how much does it bring? When you change that mindset internally in your business, when you're advertising, things change. Now you're like, oh my gosh, it's not about what did it cost me. It's about what did it bring me and where is the most effective dollars that I spend bringing the most dollars in. And you use that also to judge your reps who run appointments for you. So one of the things, well, two of the things. So the first thing is we go back to Google. It's a small pond and it's out of necessity. So anybody that's doing solar in your area and someone decides, yes, I finally want it, they Google, you're paying for competition of those words. You have to have Google, but that pond is only so big. How many people today are going to say, I'm going to Google solar? Only so many.
Especially in Missouri, right?
Right. Especially in Missouri, North Carolina, freaking Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. Like, trust me, I get it.
Yep.
So what we did is we said, how can we can't grow with that. Nobody's like, hey, I want to do solar in Michigan. Like, especially we went there. We have to create a marketplace. So instead of just fishing here, we wanted to fish in Facebook, in Instagram, in TikTok, in YouTube, in Pinterest, in all of them. And we wanted to create a brand where people were sitting there going, hey, I never thought about doing this. We should look at that. Now You're not competing with your competition because they're not doing that. And you're not paying a lead aggregator to share that customer's information with 3 or 4 people where you're competing with them, and it's wasteful and it's time consuming. It's frustrating. You're creating your own marketplace. You're basically fishing in a bigger pond, and you're just trying to find the bait that works to bite them in, but it's unlimited fish, right? That's the key to digital marketing. When you can open up that capacity on your brand and you can start marketing that way. I just invested in a flooring company that I'm a 50% partner in, and I put some of the leaders that were, at Pink in that business to open it up. And I'm guiding them. I'm letting them, like, these guys are, VPs and directors, been with me for a long time through 2 companies. And they're like, whatever you do, we want to do. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to build a big company again. Like, I've got PTSD. My family's getting death threats. Like, it's just bad overall. This nonsense, it's like crazy. I said, I'm not going to deal with that. So I want to do something else. I'm not sure what it was. And I talked to my mentor, and he was like, dude, you got to do coaching for home services, like any home services. It could be flooring. It could be pest control. It could be solar. Like, these guys don't know how to do digital marketing. These guys don't know how to grow their business. They love what they do, and they're great tradesmen, but they haven't seen what you've seen and built multiple times with digital marketing. You can help them. I'm like, dude, that's a great idea. So I started to want to do that. Well, when we started this flooring company, we're 5 months in. It started in December. They did 1.4 million in sales last month, one city. We've never spent any money on TV. We've never spent any money on radio. And we've spent very little that's a necessity in Google, right? Because you have to, because you want to get some of that, because they're saying, I want it. That's a good closing. They have high closing percentages when they pick you, but you're paying an outrageous amount sometimes to convert that customer. But everything is digital marketing for us. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's all we do, right? We used to spend $10 million a month at Pink Energy on digital marketing a month. So we knew what we were doing over time. I remember being, at the infancy stage when we're going to do it. It's like, okay, well, the good news is when you start using these platforms and we start, if you guys choose my coaching or you don't, and you start talking to people, hey, how do I do this? What do I do this? It's going to be, okay, well, you got to walk before you run. You don't want to throw bad money because, cash is tight when you're new. You want to be able to, hey, what works the best? And that's why ROAS is important. So you sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust, a little bit of the money in different platforms, and you go, oh, shoot, that one's working and that one's working. Let's pull from this one a little bit, sprinkle a little more, and let it start converting higher. And what you're doing is you're building a brand. So when you do that, you're creating an interest. Like, imagine if being proactive, we talked about the termites. Oh, I've got them. Well, now if you're talking about, hey, don't be those guys that call us when you get termites, be those guys that prevent to get termites, and we have zero down in financing, blah, 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 right? So we used to have what I said, native, right? So native is another way to do digital, where it's all authority pages. Think about you're on ESPN or you're at Free Press and you're reading about the Lions and their badass offseason they're having, and you're oh, hell yeah, then I'm a big Lions fan. And then all of a sudden, bam, someone's like, this is in the solar. Hey, solar can reduce your energy cost and help save the planet. Solar for middle class. What do you think? It's just a headline. They click it. Now it's an educational page. It's not salesy. Hey, here, Jesse got solar. It tells a testimonial. It tells the impact that it did. And then it says, maybe you can save. And it's always like a maybe, should you, where it's not, come here. And then they're like, oh, I like that. And they click. And then that's when I said self-book. You said you don't do that. We don't get the lead and call them. 80% of ours is self-book. They click it, and then they get the calendar and they book it. And we do a call the night before to confirm. And that's huge, because then you don't have to have all the call center people that you're carrying, and you're allowing the consumer to empower themselves to make a decision. And that's a big deal. We're doing all that through Monday. We're doing all that, and we did all that before through Salesforce. You have to build an online funnel, right? You have to build, Monday will connect to Calendly, which will connect to your sales rep schedule. And you have to build what they call a funnel. I'm not the technical guy to build it behind closed doors, but it's basically when they click it, you're capturing their information, and now they're self-booking to your Calendly, and then you're booking the appointment and scheduling it, and you've got all that data coming through. And so that's where the funnel management is. And then that also allows us, if they self-book, if they're like, oh, I can't do it, it's easier if I'm hot on it right now and I think I want concrete and I call you and I'm like, hey, I'd like you to come see me fucking Tuesday. Well, then more than likely I'm going to sit. We talked about that. I'm not going to really cancel. I'm probably going to sit because I need it. I'm like, I need this. If I see an ad and I'm interested, but I don't know if I need it, and then you call me, I may not answer the phone. That's step one. I was interested, but now it's not hot. I'm not answering the phone. You know how that is. You get leads like, fuck, they don't answer the phone. All of these things, or they finally get hold of me. I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay, I guess I'll book it. Well, then that day comes and you're like, shit, I don't want to deal with that guy today. That's what happens. So when they self-book, they fill out the form and they go straight to it. Psychologically, these consumers feel more committed because they booked the date to convenience for them. It's like, it's the craziest thing. They're like, well, I can do Tuesday at 5. So they fucking feel like they own that appointment. It's on them. It's just how it works. And then when we call Monday, we're like, I'm just letting you know, Jimmy's coming tomorrow, Tuesday at 5. And we don't even fucking call them. We text them. We say, hey, this is XYZ company, and we're coming to fucking see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Great, or no. And if they don't respond, we still go. And if they say yes, we put confirmed and we still go. And if they say no, we try to reschedule. That you have to do that because you eliminate the human error of somebody fucking up on the phone. You eliminate the human error of someone not picking up the phone. You're allowing the consumer. I'm a big believer in this, empowering them to make decisions. People want instant gratification every day. You're giving them that opportunity in your business because you're not selling. People don't want to be fucking sold, man. Like I'm a big believer when they go into the home with solar. I said, I don't want you to fucking talk price. I don't want you to show the proposal. I want you to walk in and then I want you to immediately take them outside and take pictures and show them and make them envision where it's going to be on the roof. And then I want you to walk them over the power panel and make them envision where that battery is going to look like and where it's going to be and pull it out of your car. And then what they're doing is they're automatically their guard. You know this. Anytime a sales call happens, I don't care if they want it or not, their guard is up. So if I come to your house, so your guard's up. We all are like that. Our guard's up. Like, I ain't going to be had. You're not coming to my house and ripping me off. We have to get the guard down. And the only way to get the guard down is you don't talk price. You don't talk sales. You talk about, oh, well, this is what it would look like. And then we sit down and we talk a little bit about the company, a little bit about us. And we say, well, why am I here? Then, well, what is your reasons? And you start doing that to where their guard comes down and they're doing all the talking. And then you go, well, here's what I can do for you. To me, that's always worked better. It's how we've trained our people in every industry because you don't want salespeople. Salespeople, they're just hungry. You want educators in the home that can educate the consumer to make the right decision. That's how I've always spun it. Like you have to educate the consumer. This is how this works. This is what the impact is. Here's your potential savings. Here's what we can do. Here's some testimonials. I'm real big in testimonials. We had thousands of testimonials online. People saying, I love solar. Bam, I got it. All these things. And when they see that, it's more real. Hey, I know someone that lives over there in Troy. Shit, that guy got it. I can get it. That's the credible top level, right? We would incentivize.
Do you do videos or? Do you do videos?
I would do videos. So we would incentivize our installers, right? We'd say, hey, look, we do contests. We'd say, when you get done with an install, I want you to walk the consumer around the entire job and tell them, hey, look, answer any questions for them. Make sure you cleaned up. And then I want you to say, hey, do you mind if I do a video? I'm in a contest to win a trip against my other crew leaders. And, I'd like to take a video and you tell us why you went solar and what you want to rate us 1 through 10. It's okay if you rate us 5, 6. Just be honest, please. And 95% of the time they're like 10. So I always think of, that football movie where the fat guy goes 10, 10, right? Varsity Blues, right? So you would hear these consumers say, I give them a 10 and I did it because of this and I did it because of that. We would take that, we'd give it to our marketing team over time. They would just post those and we'd have those on YouTube everywhere. So when our reps would be in the house, they're like, well, let's check out our YouTube channel. And they would mark the city. And if they were near that city or in that state, they would go, look, I've got, a few customers that have gone with us recently here. You can see these posts. This is them. Sometimes consumers, if you want referrals, have them post on their Facebook or their Instagram and tag you and say, hey, I'll give you a referral fee if you send me. That's another thing we used to do, but that wasn't a big mover. The videos are important because of the credibility. TikTok, Pinterest. I would also look at, let me think, what other companies do we have? There's YouTube. You got to look at YouTube. They do videos, ads as well that are pretty good. You want to do reels and shorts. Shorts are on YouTube. You want to do reels on Instagram. And you could sponsor them. The goal is at one time we're on all kinds of platforms I've never even fucking heard of. We were on like Bing and that was their website. We're in all kinds of shit, right? But I challenged our marketing team. I said, listen, and we were going public. Like they were like, guys, you're on like 5 platforms. You need to diversify. What if that fucking platform changed their algorithm? And Facebook did that. People do this. And then you're like, fuck, and you're almost starting over. So I challenged, I said, I want to be on fucking 30 fucking platforms. And we were on 31 and like 17 of them I never even fucking heard of, but we were on there and it was driving a little bit. And we always paid attention to the ROAS. What was our, maybe it only got 3% of our spend, but it got something because we got something out of it. It made sense. You're always going to have these levers. You're going to hit a peak where it costs too much on a platform because you're seeing the same eyeballs. Right. Yep. So it's like when you hit that peak, you need to know when it's like, okay, I don't, that's my threshold. I don't want to go higher than. So if I need more juice, if I need more customers, I need more volume, more gas, I got to diversify into the other platforms. I can't push this one too high because you will eventually price yourself out. Like, when you're in a market so long and you're just pounding it one platform, that shit just goes up. It doesn't go down. So you want it to stay around the same. That's a sweet spot. One thing you'll always notice too, if you expand, and I'm hoping that's what we could get you to do, open up new markets, go in new places. When you do that, the lead cost and your goes way down, your dispatch goes way down, and your ROAS goes way up real fast because you're the first one in there on the digital, right? Once you saturate your own market, it stays consistent. I remember when we first started doing digital marketing, like in Michigan, we were paying like $10 a lead. When we closed, we were paying $100. Okay. So it went up 10 times. It's okay. We could afford it because we had a great closing rate with a great brand. It was a $60,000 ticket with a battery. There were things that we could afford, but when you're fucking first to the fucking thing, it's like dirt cheap because those algorithms, those platforms are throwing you to the front of everybody and people like eating that shit up. Then after they've seen it 5,000 times, you get diminished returns. So the only way you manage that is diversifying your platforms and growing into new markets. That's how you can control that. So I'm helping a company that does bricks and concrete in Michigan and Indiana, like fixes your bricks and concrete. And he's like, he's never done financing in his life. He said, I did 5 million in sales last year. We don't do financing. I said, brother, we're going to find you a financing company, which he's got 2 now. And B, you need to make an ad with a call to action. Hey, have you thought about fixing your bricks or your concrete, but you're scared it costs too much? Great news. We have 0% interest for 24 months and you can finance today. Give us a call. Is he up 400% 1 month in sales? I can give you guys his number. You call him. Like, he's obsessed with what we're doing. He didn't know what ROAS was. He didn't know what a call to action was. He's been doing this for 5 years, right? So it's important that you guys, first of all, are like, hey, this is what we're great at. We're great at software sales. We've got a great vision. We've got a great idea. We're a great partnership. We bring all this, but we need to expand. So self-improvement or reaching out and bringing people on that help build this Avengers type team to take it to the next level is the first step. Because a lot of folks sit in your guys' shoes and go, I'll figure it out on my own. And that probably cost me 2 or 3 years of pain I didn't need at the beginning. I was just coaching another guy that's running a pretty big company up in Michigan, and he does concrete and he does brickworks and he does all these kinds of things. And he's never had a call to action. What a call to action means is, because he was like, what do you mean by call to action? So he'll have these commercials or these ads. This is what we do. And this is great. And, we've been around 50 years and blah, 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 blah. Call now. I said, well, call now is not a call to action. And he's like, well, what the hell's a call to action? I said, call to action is presenting a problem, providing a solution, and giving them a hell of a deal or a reason to want to call. It's call to action. I'll give you an example. He's never done financing before, and they're getting ready to expand. He's never done financing. He's like, and they do like, I think last year they did about 5 million in sales, and he's thinking or hoping he's going to get to 10 million this year, right? But they have bad winters. And he's like, I need to market better. And I'm struggling, only on referrals. And I said, all right. So he started doing these TV commercials and he started doing these ads, like I said, with no call to action. So I said, well, first of all, you got to get financing. Now, I don't know if that applies to your business. We'll talk about it in a minute. But I said, sign up with these finance companies. Like, well, what does that do? Does it cost me anything? I said, no, it costs the customer. If the customer wants to finance their concrete and the bricks to get fixed, they have a monthly payment. People don't want to fucking pay, let me pay 50 grand to get my concrete done. People want to pay $200 a month. When they go buy a car, most people, right? People like yourself or me, we might be like, how much is the fucking car? 60 grand. All right, I'll buy the car. But our clients, the buyers, they want a payment. People want a fucking payment. So you got to give them a payment. So I said, you're going to have to tell them no money down, no interest for 6 years, get the thing, and whatever the payment's going to be. So he started to do that. His calls are up 400% because he has a call to action. He shows the problem He shows the solution. He shows, hey, we can do financing at 0% interest, no money down, blah, blah, blah. Boom.